Welcome to episode 2 of the Unintentional Journeyman with Football Manager 19. This is 7th of August 2021, and as I speak to you now, I'm at the pitch waiting for our opening day match. We'll be playing Darlington later in the afternoon at 3 o'clock, and it's coming up shortly now. I'm pretty nervous because, again, I got the job about 2.5 weeks ago. And if you saw the first episode where we talked about the situation, the condition the team was in, we had no staff and we had 10 players. And we needed to put together an entire staff and bring in enough players to fill out a lineup in time for today's match. And we had some successes, but we had quite a bit of work that's still to be done. It was just not possible to accomplish the task in 18 days. So this is very much, we've got the plane on the runway and we're trying to duct tape the wings onto the thing. So I don't think this is going to be pretty. I'm hoping we don't lose 5-0 in the game coming up shortly here. I just don't think we're ready. We have so many holes. And to boot, as of course, our second best player has an injured knee and will be out for about 3 weeks. So not the greatest start to the season here, but we've been working hard. We're pretty much sleeping about 3 hours a night here over the first 2.5 weeks. And trying to build together a team. And let's talk a little bit about, I'd like to show you a little bit about what we're able to accomplish and what still needs to be done. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a team overview as we start the season here. If you remember, and we talked about in our first episode, we had no staff whatsoever. Zero. So that was the first thing. I got on the phone, I called up people I know, checked on the unemployment rolls and see what was out there. And I'm pretty happy with actually, probably the most positive thing we've been able to accomplish is getting some decent staff in here. This is James Quinn, our assistant manager. Pretty decent numbers for considering that we're picking last. Everybody else has already got a job. Everybody's been hired. We're just scraping off the unemployment heap here. Pretty happy with some of these numbers. So he's our assistant manager, pretty good at motivating, working with youngsters as a 13, defending as a 10, technical 11, can judge player ability and potential. So, tactical knowledge 11. So not bad, I think, considering, what we had to work with. Again, Ryan Harvey, attacking an 8, mental is 11, working with youngsters 15, very determined. Motivating is pretty good. Again, good at judging ability and player potential. So, considering we're picking everything that's left, I was pretty happy with this. Here's our goalkeeper coach, Adrian Brooks. Distribution, handling, and stopping, 7, 8, 7, respectively. So, again, not bad. And if we look at how we panned out here, we got 6th for some of these numbers. We're above average, 2nd for technical in most areas of scouting. Tactical, we're 14th, so in the bottom half there. But for not having much time and not having too much to pick from, I'm pretty happy with how we've been able to put together a coaching staff here. For scouting as well, pretty decent. The most important aspects, I think, are judging player ability and judging player potential. David Martin gets an 8 and 11. He's our chief scout. And then our other scout, Tony McMillan, an 11 and 11 for judging ability and judging potential. So pretty happy with how that's turned out. We've got 2 physios, a head physio who... physiotherapy 12, not the highest numbers I'd like, but he's got a point extra of sports science, which just doesn't seem to be a thing down here in the Vanarama regional leagues, as you'll see, because this guy's got a sports science of 2, our other guy's got a sports science of 1, and we're what are we ranked? The 8th best? We are the 8th best sports science team in the Vanarama National League North. So I think it's pretty much just bandages, ice, and massage type of guys here, and that's the type of league it is. Kevin Oxby, an older guy, 56 years old, physiotherapy of 16, sports science of 1. I guess that's better than a 0. Some other decent numbers, but again, physiotherapy, the big one for the physiotherapist. So I'm happy with how we've come out here. We rank 2nd. Which will help because I think we're going to have a lot of injuries as we get beat up by some bigger, stronger teams here. So that part went well. And then as soon as I came in, the problem is that takes time. It takes a week and a half to get players, to get staff in. And we didn't have that time because we needed a team ready for today. And so right away, I started bringing in trialists and bringing in a lot of players to just take a look at them. We probably had 300 trialists in here. Basically, anybody who wanted to try out could come in. Some of the guys lasting a day, a couple days before we say, thanks, you're not going to make it. Others up to about a week. And we have signed a number of players. If we look at the transfer history here, it looks like, there's a number of players that we've brought in on free transfers. So pretty happy with the number of people, taking a look. Unfortunately, though, 300 times 0 is still 0. And that's kind of the way I feel. Not much out there in terms of players that we could bring in that would make an immediate impact to the first team. I'm not going to go through all of these. There are a couple, I think, of note. But the biggest thing was, we'd contact teams. I scoured the leagues above us for loans. Most teams would say, nope, we don't want this player to play. We want him to play with better players than you've got. So that didn't work, or they didn't want to go, or they just wanted money. And I don't want to spend that much money for a loanee that I wasn't quite sure of without scouting them out yet. So I'm still working on getting some loans in. That's improved a little bit in the past few days, but haven't been able to pick anyone up on loan yet. That's just going to take me a little bit more time. So that hasn't worked too well. In terms of trying to get free, I think the killer for us is that by getting the job on July 19th, most of the better players had already signed with other teams. So oftentimes I would just identify someone and I'd see them and they were signing with somebody else, and it wasn't enough to get them away. And most players, honestly, when I say, hey, do you want to come and play with a team that's predicted to get relegated? We're predicted to finish last and we just got promoted. Most players are like, are you kidding me? I don't want anything to do with your team. And so they don't even talk to us. So it's been hard to bring in good players. And I think that makes me think that this challenge this year is going to be pretty tough. But let's talk a little bit about players of note. The other thing that happened is some of these players, like I've been trying to find a goalkeeper because we don't have one. John Cox came in on trial. He was, 2.5 stars by the time it was done, with 5-star potential ability. And then when we sign him the next day, he shows up and our scouts and coaches like, yeah, that guy, I thought he was 2.5 stars. Really, he's 1, and he doesn't have a lot of potential ability. So that just kept happening and happening and happening. And it seems like almost half the people we'd bring in, they looked great until we sign them to contract and they show up for practice. And then they have this mysterious deterioration in ability and potential just overnight. Chris Matthews, again, same kind of thing. Looked great while he was on trial. I mean, that's pretty decent for potential ability, but I was hoping he could get some first team time, and 1.5 stars, it's going to be struggle for us to do that. But we did have some success. Aaron Weimark comes in with 2-star ability. That striker, that might be able to help us out. 5-star potential. So pretty decent stuff there. Determination, really good. Leadership potential is there. He can kind of finish. He's got some composure. Doesn't necessarily work hard, but he's super determined. Which is good. Decent physicals for this league, so maybe if he can develop, he might turn into something. Our biggest signing, though, is Jack Stevens, who played for Brackley Town last year. Decent numbers there. Interesting player. He's got good physicals. Acceleration, 14, pace, 13. Just really nice numbers. He can get moving fast, and he gets fast when he's going there. Good finishing, I think, for 10. Decent dribbling with an 11. Composure is 11. Makes good decisions. So I think he's got some potential. He's by far our best signing. We brought him in on a contract, £230 per week until the end of the year. I'm hopeful. He's by far our best striker right now, and I'm hopeful that he can put the ball in the net for us, especially if we're thinking about playing a kind of hit the ball long counterattack strategy. Can dump the ball over the defenders. He can run onto it, get the ball, and kick it in the net. Keeping it very, very simple. I think he might work really well for that type of an offense and that kind of a formation. He does have some negatives to him. Teamwork is a 4, vision is a 2. So pretty kind of self-centered here. Doesn't necessarily work all that hard. Stamina, but at forward, maybe you don't need all that much stamina. We're not going to be hitting the ball to him all that long, honestly. It's going to be mostly in our end, so I'm not too worried about that. Interestingly enough, he has a positioning of a 2, which is kind of odd when you consider that he can anticipate. His anticipation's a 10, decisions are 11, and his off-the-ball movement is 12, but his positioning is a 2, which makes me think he's good at anticipating where to go and where the ball's going to go. He makes really good decisions, and he moves really well, but he just goes to completely the wrong place. So we'll see how that all kind of works out in game. But he's kind of our hope that he can kind of kick the ball in the net. Other players here, Mark Coney, was one of the players that seemed like it worked out. This is the type of player I was trying to sign. Young, so 18 years old, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential, midfielder right, got some pretty decent physical numbers. Stamina, I wish was a little bit better out there, but natural fitness will help with that. Crossing of 12, passing 7, but you get what you can, and I think he can help out. At midfield right, we needed help, so he's going to start today and come in. So we've been making some progress. Some of these other players, they're more under 23, trying to look for high potential. We'll keep them down there, and I'm hopeful 3 or 4 of them might pan out, and this is a work in progress again. I think we still have over 50 or 30, 40 trialists still with us, and we'll be bringing more in over the course of the next couple of weeks. So again, a process that is by far not even close to being done. But let's take a look at our team report real quick, and then we'll play our first game here. If we're going with the 4-4-2 custom direct, so basically we're playing at home against the second best team in the predicted to finish second. We're going to go defense and just counterattack and hopeful that we can keep the score down and maybe get lucky and pull out a tie, which would be kind of a miracle. Starting up at striker for us, we've got Stevens and Daniel Hughes. Hughes was here before, and one of the things that was interesting about this is 2.5 weeks ago, I actually got really excited because when I looked at this, once we brought our scouts and coaches in, I could look at this and see their kind of estimates of our current ability and potential. And most of the guys that were on the team before we got here were 4.5 or 5 stars. And I thought, oh my God, these players are fantastic. We're actually going to do really well. And then it seems like every 2 or 3 days, James Quinn here, assistant manager, comes and says, yeah, you know that guy I thought he was 4.5? He's really a 4. That guy I thought was a 4. He's really kind of a 3. And it's just been going down and down and down to now that, the only one that really held up their kind of current ability was Chris Atkinson here. Other than that, I mean, looking at our defenders, Higgins and Watkins, I think they were 5 and a 4.5 2 weeks ago. So he's just dropped down his estimation of how good they are over the past couple of weeks here. So I'm kind of nervous again about that because I thought we were a little bit better than we apparently are. Stevens and Hughes will start up here at striker. Kai Marsh has been a general pain in the butt. As soon as I signed Stevens, Marsh came in and said, hey, why did you sign that player? I'm like, well, we want to get better. And he's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to play now. I was like, well, no, if you work, you'll do well in practice. I'll give you starts. And he says, I don't believe you. And now he won't talk to me. So he's being a complete jerk. I put him up on the transfer list, but nobody wants him. I might just have to cut bait with him because I don't want him to ruin our already fragile locker room experience here. If we take a look at left mid, here's Will Hayhurst is actually he's an attacking left mid, so even had a higher current ability if we had a little bit of more of an attacking role for him. But at midfielder left, he's still a very respectable 3 stars. Unfortunately, he's the guy who hurt his knee. He's out for about 3 weeks, so not a great start when you lose your second best player before the season even starts. Shane Francis, who was here before I got here, 3 stars again as an attacking midfielder. Doesn't quite fit as well as a full midfielder, but hopefully he'll be able to do okay and hold his own out there. That might be a little bit optimistic thinking. At center mid, we'll have Atkinson and Howell will play. Howell is a guy signed hoping he was better. He looked better before I signed him. Nathan Turner can play there, but he also can play right back, and I don't have anyone that can play on the right side back there. So he's going to go back there for today. Atkinson and Howell will start, and we'll have to put somebody in as to pick up some minutes if they run out of gas. Mark Coney, again, I mentioned, was one of our recent signings. I'm kind of excited about him. I'm hopeful he can hold down the right side and be respectable out there and just kind of take care of our options out on the right side for a while here. Left back, and I'm in actually pretty decent shape. Peter Taylor and Isaac Baldwin, fairly comparable. Baldwin's going to get the start because he's got a higher upside, and he's 23 years old. But left back, I feel pretty comfortable at, unless for some reason both of these guys should get hurt. But on the list of problems, that is by far way down the list, as we'll see as we go through some of these other positions. Higgins and Watkins will start. Both of these guys were here again. These were guys that had much higher current ability ratings 2.5 weeks ago. And because of their high ratings, I really didn't spend much time looking for center backs. And now I realize I'm kind of in trouble and I need to find someone to come in and play center back here. Sean Watkins, that 2-star at center back, that seems like a really low rating for someone kind of in the spine of the team. But they'll be out there today. We'll see what they do. And at right back, Nathan Turner will play out there. He plays a lot of different positions. Hopefully he'll be okay. 2.5 stars at that role out there. At goalkeeper, we didn't have anybody 2.5 weeks ago, and as you can see, I've done a marvelous job bringing someone in. Here's our goalkeeper options for today. Basically, I think we're just going to pick someone out of the stands to go in there and play. That's a little bit of a understatement, though. We have brought people in. If we take a look at, let's take a look at our squad. I'll kind of give you an update here on goalkeepers. They're mostly on the U23 squad. We did bring in apparently 7 goalkeepers now. I thought it was 6, but someone else just showed up. I don't know how that happened. But all of these players look good, like 2-star, 2.5-star when I signed them, these 4 guys, and then overnight they just morphed into 1.5-star goalkeepers. A couple of them have high potential. Lindsay, Vennings, Bastion, and Shinks have pretty high potential here. And because of that, I think we're going to alternate through a couple of these guys. I think I'm actually going to move him up into that backup role. I'll probably play 45 minutes each for these guys and see how they go. So we've got a lot of bodies down now with the U23 team. I'm hoping they just fight it out and the cream rises to the top, and we'll see who ends up being the starting goalkeeper. I've got a couple of players here. If we look at our full senior squad, I've got 2 players here, Stevenson and Patching, who I'm looking at on loan. They're currently, I think, in Skybet 1 or Skybet 2. Looking at loan, I'll probably bring one of these guys in once their trials are up, just because I don't think this is going to hack it at goalkeeper. We're not very good. We're going to see a lot of shots. One of the best ways I think we could improve our team is to have someone that can actually stop shots. So this makes me really nervous, especially as we go into today's game. But that's a little bit of a look at our team. Without any further ado, I notice it's almost 3 o'clock, and we have to start our first game. So let's get this show on the road here. It's time to go out to the stadium. I got to talk to the team here and get this started. Here is our team. I want to take one quick look at midfielders here because someone just showed up that we signed, and I think they might be a little bit better than what we've got at current. Let's see here. Maybe that's not the case. Who was that just showed up about 10 minutes ago? Got this backwards. Let's do it that way. It was Sam Perry just showed up, and he looks like he could. Where does he play here again? Center midfield and defensive right back. That's actually pretty good because I think our other center midfielder, this guy here, isn't very good. So Perry, welcome to the team. Grab a number and go play center mid. And then we'll put you in probably in the second half there. So yeah, he showed up about 10 minutes ago, and that's going to work out pretty well to get him in there. So here's our starting 11. We're going a 4-4-2, very defensive, trying to hold off the Storm and maybe get lucky and hit them with the counterattack. Lindsay's our starting goalkeeper. You don't really have to worry about most of these names because I think many of them will be gone within a month or hopefully within a couple of months. Of note, though, we've got Turner at right back, Baldwin at left back. Higgins and Watkins will start. Higgins may stick around. He might be around for a while. Coney is our signing at right mid. He might be one to know. Atkinson is our best player, and I'm hopeful that he'll stick around for the whole year and be helpful for us. Howell and Francis, I think we'll have better options pretty soon for them. Stevens is probably a good one to remember because he's our signing, and I'm hopeful he can kick the ball in the net. And then Hughes, I'm not really sure. I think hopefully we'll have better options as the year goes along. I'm not really liking all these shades of red here, these light red. We're fairly well overmatched. I am liking the solid green down here on defense, so maybe, just maybe, we can hold off the onslaught. If we were to get less than 3-0, I'd be pretty happy with that. 3-1 even, just score. If we could lose by 2, I'd be pretty happy for this first game. Lacking match sharpness and may struggle to see out the match, that's fine. Let's get going here. All right, dressing room is ready. Got to pause this. Oh, we're good. Set opposing instructions. We will let our assistant to handle that because I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go back to a team talk. The positive atmosphere suddenly disappears with most players completely disinterested in what you have to say. This is a great omen for the season here, that nobody's listening to me. This is going to work out really well, I can tell. In that case, let's hand the talk over to the assistant. Oh, look, a couple players listen to him. Nothing. Let's show everyone we're capable of. That sounds good. Okay, let's kick this off here. It's time to start our adventure with Farsley Celtic. We are in the blue, by the way. It's just a default uniform, and Darlington is in the stripes. And we're controlling the ball nicely here to start out. Let's see if we can get some highlights. Let's see. Okay. Oops. Not a good sign that we're losing the headers in the middle. Okay. Hang on, guys. There we go. Ooh, Turner, control that. Let's take control. Oop, open in front. Ooh! Mr. Noon hits us hard early. So in the 5th minute, we're down 1-0. That's not the best start here. Who is number 10, and why is he up here when this guy's wide open? Or where is our other midfielder? Okay, we got some work to do. We're down to 20-second prediction. Hey, we're right on predictions as to where we should be, so kind of expected. I feel like I should encourage the team, but I don't know if they're not going to listen to me here. Let's try it. See if that helps. Probably that won't overwhelm them here. Uh-oh, they're back in front again. 14 and a half minutes in. Noon is dribbling. Patience, guys, patience. Playing defense. Patience, patience. Don't get fooled. Stick with your man. That's fine. We'll give him that shot. Oops, Harry Noon. I should have covered him, but we'll let that go. Quiet is good. Oh, we got it playing back to their goalkeeper. Let's win this header. Come on, he's going to boot it up. Let's win this header. There we go. Oh, the second ball, please. Uh-oh, this is looking fairly... Oh, okay, I don't think Lindsay's our best goalkeeper option. Now, they scored and we moved up to 20th position, so I'm not quite sure how that works, but I'm guessing that's not necessarily as good as it would seem. So what happened here? Defenders let him go right through, and Lindsay just whacked it into the goal for him. So probably Lindsay is not going to be our starting goalkeeper for very long here. Oh, now we're back in 22nd position. Okay, down 2-0. Let's turn this around here. Maybe that's not going to happen. Okay, what's going on here? They seem to be just bringing it right through the middle here. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, 24 minutes in and we're down 3-0. Why is our right back... Nate, you're one of the players that was here. Why did you just stop and leave Gibson all alone? That's not a good omen. Well, at least we're getting a lot of highlights. That's positive. I'm not quite sure what to say about all this or how I'm going to address the halftime talk because they're out shooting us now, if making this a little bit larger, 9-5. Have we had a shot on frame yet? Okay, this is promising. We're controlling the ball, moving it up. Ah, our newly acquired Coney out on the right side makes a pass into Stevens, who's newly acquired. Atkinson, our best player. Hey, we've got something going here now. Let's get this going. Hughes, do something intelligent. Yes, perfect. Oh, so close for our first goal. This is promising. Now we've got a corner. I have to probably set these, actually. I haven't messed around with that. Excellent chance. All right, things are picking up. So Darlington here has 9 shots. We've got 3. That's all in all. I suppose not as bad as it could be. Neville seems like in Noon just seem like they're killing us here. Okay. Uh-oh, they're going to take that shot. Oh my God, keeper. That wasn't that good of a shot. Don't just stand still. Lindsay. Oh, we need a better keeper. Noon passes it. Let's take a look at this shot. He's 25 yards out. You didn't even jump until it was past you. Oh, that's embarrassing. So embarrassing. Okay, let's see if we can hold it to 4-0 at half. Oh, maybe we can get one. Hughes with the corner. Coney. Pass it. Atkinson. Bring it in front. Bring it in front. Hang on. Oh, not that. Higgins. Let's go. Promising cross. Get there. Stevens. Oh, so close. Hey, we're oops. It's back down this end pretty quick. Yes. Okay. Let's check out our counterattack. Francis. Come on, make that cross. You've got someone. Cross it. Cross it. Oh. Not the most intelligent decision there with 3 guys running for the Met. Yeah, that's what I wanted to make that change before here. Gosh, he had 2 guys right in front, and he just went for the shot there. That's a little bit selfish. Okay, we're back down here. Although we're down 4-0, I'm kind of liking the fact that we are having a little bit of potential. Finish that. Oh, that's a penalty. He chopped my... Oh. Stevens, you should be finishing better for someone we're paying all this money to. Halftime. Okay. Let's, first of all... I'm not sure what to say. We had a positive atmosphere after that first half. Completely disinterested. Tell them, yeah, disappointing. I can't say they're happy here. I'm going to stay calm. Let's say, show me something else in the second half. Ooh, 5 people reacted positively to it. Let's go. A little bit anxious. Yeah, I bet you are. To play another half here. Originally thinking to switch out keepers, but I realized with only 3 subs, I want to leave that keeper in, and we'll give someone else the next game. Yay! He caught the ball! Nice! Good work, Lindsay. Keep it up. Keep it up, man. Oops. This is... Okay. No problem. See if we can win the second half. Looking for underlaps into central areas. I don't quite know what I should do with that. Let me make this a little bigger. So, actually, we've had 8 shots and 5 on frame here. It's not totally embarrassing. If we had a keeper, this might only be 2-0. Yeah, why do they keep talking about Noon and Granite? They're just killing us here. It's probably quite a mismatch in midfield. Uh-oh, this feels... Yes! Oh, I thought we were going to counterattack there. Wow, we're getting a lot of highlights here. Let's see if we can get... I'd love to see us get a goal. If we could win the second half, that would be a big step up. Uh-oh, this feels ugly. Nice! Good. Stevens. Hughes to Coney on the right side. In front. Oh! Come on, men. You had an easy tap in if you centered it. Okay, we probably should make some subs here because I don't think we're in very good shape. Let's see who we want to see. 74% Atkinson. Oof, we got some low numbers here. I don't have another right back. Not inspiring that Nathan Turner's off to such a bad start. Jack Stevens, our striker, 6.2. Not a good start up there. I guess he hasn't done well with the chances he's had. Let's see what Wymark can do at striker. Take poacher role. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll do that. Kind of spread these out. Maybe see if we can slow the game down a little bit. Like to see someone put the ball in the net. Wow, compared to ratings, Noon and Gibson, yes, I thought we've done everything we possibly could to Noon and Gibson. It seems like no matter what we do, they cause us more problems. So the addition of Wymark has definitely led to them not having as many highlights. I take that back. Yes! Lindsay! Caught the ball twice in a row. Looks like they are trying to avoid conceding fouls. Yeah, I think they've just basically given up here. Let's take a look at our tactics and let's bring in some more subs, get some more bodies out there. I think it might be helpful here. Let's see. Sean Watkins not done well at center back. Let's bring him out. Bring in Wright at center back. That'll work. And we'll bring in a midfielder later to finish the game off. 20 minutes to go. Actually, it's... Oh, Wymark. Take it. Oh! So close. Very promising work in the final third at times here. There's glimmers of hope here. Although, yes, it's 4-0. This is one of the better teams in the league. We have generated some shots, so our offense has been respectable here. This feels really dangerous. Baldwin, okay. Higgins, where is he going with it? Forward. That second ball, nice. Good work, Atkinson. Hughes, back to Howell. Howell, was that a shot or was that... I don't know what that was. I don't think that had any hope ever. If that was like a U11 shot, I can't imagine his shooting's very good. Oh, Coney, did you see that? He took the ball away. Wymark to Hughes, breaking again. The counterattack, looking somewhat like a counterattack. Francis to Wymark. Oh, that's a penalty. Yes! Nathan Turner, I'll just let them figure out the penalties. This is exciting. We could get our first goal here. Bang! Yes! Our first goal, Nathan Turner on the penalty after some brilliant work to force the ball into the box. I'm excited. Let's watch that again. Wow, that was an amazing lack of lateral jumping by their goalkeeper. And we are in 21st position. We are better than predictions. I'm going to make one more substitution here. Oh, let's watch this first. Nice, take it! Oh, Howell, you can't shoot. That's right, he's the guy who hit the balloon the last time. Francis plays around with the ball. Out to Atkinson. I think I might need to get Atkinson more involved in the offense. Baldwin just kind of doing the samba over the ball for a little bit. Again, he likes the samba. Nice pass up. Second ball. Uh-oh. Noon is all over the place. I'm guessing he's one of their better players. Hayes, long ball in. This feels a little bit... Turner, that's okay. Uh-oh. This feels bad. Nice! Lindsay's picked up his game here. I don't know if he was... Maybe he had some coffee at the break or something. Second ball goes to them. Oops, I'm not sure what kind of a tackle that was, but hey, if you're taking shots from 30 yards away, we'll take that. Okay, let's get our final substitution in here. Who would I like to see? I'm kind of curious about Perry, this guy that showed up about 10 minutes ago. Howell, I don't feel like has done all that well. Oh, 6.8. Interesting. Atkinson, 6.6, but who's tireder here? Oh, they're all tired. Nobody's in really good shape yet. I'm going to bring Perry in, though, just because I feel like, he's good for that role. I feel like he could help us out here. Okay, let's go. Last 6 minutes. We are up 1-0 in the second half, which is very promising. That looks like that's going to change, and it just did. Just see that one again. I'm not sure how that... Oh, our goalkeeper can't even punt the ball out. Did you see that? Okay, let's see. McJanet to Gibson. What's going on? Our defensive shape is just... What are we doing? That's just... It's like 8 people standing around waiting for a bus. I don't... We should be parking that bus. Okay, we're back into 22nd. Jordan Gibson picked up a knock. He's on their team. I'm not worried about that. And it looks like this is going to be over. Thankfully, it ended. So there you have it. Our start of our adventure does not start off on the brightest of notes as we lose to Darlington 5-1. Having gone down 4-0 in the first half, we did play them even 1-1 in the second half. Looking at some of the match stats over here, though, we created 2 clear-cut chances and only gave up 1. We had possession, 57%, generated 9 corners. Passing was 81%, tackles won 85%. Headers we struggled with a little bit. I mean, we played a clean game. 13 shots, 19 shots, 8 on target. I mean, if we had a little better finishing and we had 3 or 4 goalkeepers of the same ability in the net at the same time, I feel like we would have only lost 3-1 here. So there's a lot to take out of this. Let's go to the dressing room. Tell them their performance was disappointing. The positive atmosphere, again, how can you have a positive atmosphere before I walk in? You just lost 5-1. Okay, let's see what our options. Unlucky, it was far from unlucky. And you didn't really give it your best. And I'm not pleased with the performance. I'm far from pleased from what I just saw from this team. Yeah, let's go with it. Oops. Aaron Weimark seemed to lose confidence. Let's see if I can bolster him up here. Let's do calm. Appreciate your efforts. You were just unlucky today. Yeah, sure. And he lost more confidence. Great. Okay. Well, obviously we have some work to do. That's the end of episode 2. I'm going to play through the rest of the games in August here and try to do an episode representing every month. So we will be back in September to take on some September games. I'll pick up one of the ones that are coming up here, and I look forward to seeing you in episode 3. Thank you for watching.